I'll think about my uncle, or I'll think about the grocery store guy, I'll think about Uncle K-Mole with mustache. Yes, these are the techniques that are always used among people, but they don't give you permanent solutions. Friends, welcome all to the For a Friend channel. I'm Özgür Uysal. If you're ready, now I present you the things that are blended with my in-depth research and the things that were never taught at work and school on a silver platter. And as the first topic, I chose premature ejaculation, causes and solutions. Now I'll start with this. Once ejaculation and orgasm are different from each other, no one will have a problem with premature orgasm. Have you heard of such a problem? I have an early orgasm problem. Orgasm occurs when it's supposed to. It's like a recital. It's like a rainbow. There are all colors in it. Ejaculation is in it, like a section in the book where it ascends and descends. That's why in English literature, the point when the story goes up and reaches the top point after the explosion is called climax, which coincides with the ejaculation. Orgasm first begins with the plateau. After that, it gradually climbs. After that, it reaches to an explosion there, and then it gradually dissolves. This unwinding is sometimes hugging and sleeping, sometimes turning back to each other. This can vary depending on the nature of the relationship you have, or perhaps on just how much of a jerk you decide to be. We're not interested in that. Let's get back to our topic. If we want to explain ejaculation in a technical way, it happens during sexual intercourse, sleeping, or masturbation, and lasts 10-15 seconds on average. This is actually called the ejaculation, which is sexual. Why do I call it sexual ejaculation? As there are also non-sexual ones. For example, the school exit bell on Friday, to be applauded at work, to get a promotion at work, or on payday when cleaning a dirty place with a vacuum and hearing the sucking of some things, fitting something perfectly in the trunk. All of this can be called ejaculation, but we're not interested in these here on For a Friend. So what is premature ejaculation? Premature ejaculation is inability of the person to control ejaculation after the penetration. It means that ejaculation takes place out of his will. The duration of this ejaculation can vary from person to person. After all, if we ask Einstein, time is relative. To some, a minute might feel like a year, but others may feel it like an hour. We're not interested in quantum physics again. We are interested in the penis and vagina. In medical terminology, this is referred to as premature ejaculation. So, with the most vulgar term, during sexual intercourse you say, "Oh, early again." Or, "I'm not like this. I guess I was excited." Most likely you are experiencing premature ejaculation. In modern medicine, Master and Johnson, the team that conducted the most comprehensive research, describes premature ejaculation as follows. They said the man not being able to come with the woman at the same time, coming earlier than her, and having a satisfaction problem is a symptom that is seen in 50% of people. Of course, not our followers, but it occurs in 1 out of every 2 people we don't know. Now, to summarize in general, if an ejaculation occurs before the penis enters the vagina, or if it happens within a minute, I mean after the penis enters the vagina so quickly that it barely fits within an Instagram reel, or if you don't actually have the control, if you cannot mutually satisfy each other, we can talk about the presence of premature ejaculation. Now let's move on to the types of premature ejaculation. There are 4 of them. Lifelong premature ejaculation, acquired premature ejaculation, variable premature ejaculation, and sensory premature ejaculation. What is lifelong premature ejaculation? It is a condition of premature ejaculation that occurs from the first sexual intercourse and continues throughout life. Usually, it makes up between 2 and 3% of the world. Let's move on to the latter. What is acquired premature ejaculation? It is a condition of premature ejaculation that begins to occur later. Not in the first sexual intercourse, but in later stages. It is observed between 3 and 5% of the world. So, let's get to the third one. What is fluctuating or variable premature ejaculation? This, again, occurs not in the first sexual intercourse, but occurs sometimes from time to time. My love, I'm so excited. I haven't done it in a long time. Maybe that's why such kind of ejaculation is called variable premature ejaculation. This is the most common premature ejaculation type. It ranges between 8 and 12% globally. Now let's move on to the fourth, sensory premature ejaculation. Here, we are discussing an issue that stems from a combination of cultural influences and psychological factors. So you are out of your head, under stress, and this type of premature ejaculation is often driven by a mix of cultural, sociological, and psychological reasons. Calculating the exact percentage of this is very, very difficult, as it can vary greatly depending on sociological, psychological, and various other factors. The name itself is sensory variable. But at what age is it most often seen? It is impossible to make such a definite, clear research about it, but there is data like this. It occurs in 1 in 3 people under the age of 25. It starts to go down to 10% when you're over 45 years old. So when we're not fully in control, when our hands and feet are trembling, when we make a deal out of the subject, we can encounter premature ejaculation more frequently. A lot of demagoguery is also possible. Early according to whose standard, early by whose judgment. So there is no definite explanation. But of course, we have clear explanation about the reasons. Here there are 4 reasons, my friends. The first, psychological. In other words, it results from the variability of our psychology and emotional states. The second reason is related to endocrine issues, namely caused by our hormonal changes. This can occur during times of stress, as well as from drugs used for therapeutic purposes and associated endocrine changes. Let's move on to the third, urological causes. These are prostate infections, urinary tract infections, sexually transmitted infections. So, premature ejaculation caused by these. And the last is sexual health. It's a condition of premature ejaculation that results from factors related to sexual health, that is, from dysfunction and adaptation disorders. We told you the reasons, and we told you when it occurs. Oh guys, this is what a long explanation. Amazing. Let's get to the point you're most curious about. There are some questions on how to prevent it. Let's get to the first question. Does circumcision cause premature ejaculation? There are a lot of claims about it. There are a lot of myths, but they can only be placed in the category of legends. There is no scientific data. On the contrary, there are even theories that it delays ejaculation. Premature ejaculation is not about circumcision or the penis. It has more to do with brain, which is our largest sexual organ. And that's why it is more commonly seen at an early age. Let's move on to the latter. Does frequent masturbation lead to premature ejaculation? Conversely, there are several studies showing that masturbation has many benefits and may even help in managing premature ejaculation. However, if frequent masturbation is done out of a feeling of guilt and to relieve oneself quickly, then the body is prone to do the same thing during sexual intercourse. Just as you masturbate and hold it for a long time, your body generally wants to do the same thing during sexual intercourse. The important thing is not to take lessons from a teacher like porn, which, with its false teachings, leads us to both sexual reluctance and different arousal options. So it's always more useful to watch for a friend. Let's get to the third. Do erection drugs cause early ejaculation? No, erection drugs are totally about erection. However, the most important issue about them is that if you use them at an early age to have a better performance and to be able to perform better in bed, you may experience some heart and kidney problems because you used them even when there was no apparent issue or problem. Please do not use them on your own without a doctor's advice and recommendation. So how do you prevent it? Now let me think of my uncle, of the grocery store guy, or Uncle Kamal with a mustache. Yes, these are the techniques used among the people, but these are not permanent solutions. There are certain techniques to produce permanent solutions. One of them is medication. As drugs are used in the treatment of erections, they are used to prevent premature ejaculation too. There are certain medications, but remember these again, they should be used under the doctor's opinion, so be careful. But when you come across a pop-up on the internet saying it delays it, you would make love for 3 days or something. Don't use those and try to fix it yourself with those agricultural products that are not even given to horses. Please use only the drugs approved by the Ministry of Health, and use them under the guidance of a doctor. You are more valuable to us than any agricultural product. Let's move on to the second, exercise and sport. Regular exercise eliminates endocrine problems because it regulates your hormonal balance and stress levels. And being flexible, controlling your muscles, and mastering your anatomy helps you control yourself easily. Apart from this, another exercise, squeezing and letting go, that both men and women can do. I told you about this issue in Nirvana class that we made with OK. Go and watch it. Let's move on to the third, creams and gels. Please do not use things that you find randomly on the internet, that are sold on the street, that are unknown, or that you do not know how it might affect your health, and that are not approved by experts. Now, let's move on to the fourth, sexual therapy. If the problem is psychological, then sexual therapy, that is, a few focused sessions with an expert on this subject, tailored to your needs, can save you from premature ejaculation, friends, and make a significant difference. Always seek advice from experts. Don't act according to your own mind. I am Özgür Uysal. Please like us on Instagram, share us, like this video if you liked it, share it with your friends if they're dealing with a similar problem, and don't forget to subscribe. We greeted you with the first episode. Our series will proceed. Our lesson is over for now. For a friend, with love,